My aim is to get into NID or NIFT, but I'm unsure which course or stream shall I choose. I can't decide which is the best department for me, which has a better scope, and which is the one I'll enjoy the most after getting admission. So if you have been in this situation recently, this is the exact video that you need to watch to make the decision for yourself. Hi future designers! I am Palak Khanna and you are watching me on The Design Ladder, a stepway to your dream design college. In this video, I'll walk you through all the various departments and the streams available in NID and NIFT that you can choose from and help you understand what will you be learning and practicing under each department and what are the various career options available after graduating from that particular department. So let's quickly get started. The first one we are going to talk today is fashion design. So fashion design in simple words is a costume designing course. In this you learn and study about fashion industry, how fashion originates from inspiration to ideation and the conceptual stage to illustrations to pattern making and draping and to stitching and the final look of the garment. You'll further be exposed to fashion shows preparing your own garment range and collection. So basically everything related to costumes and their construction and their marketing, etc. So after doing a fashion design course, the first promising option is becoming a fashion designer or a costume designer or an apparel or garment designer. They all mean the same. You all know the famous designers of India and world and their fashion shows, etc. So you can work for them in their team, and apart from the fashion designers, you can work with various brands such as Biba, Fab India, W for Women and H&M, Zara, Levi's, etc. Or even you can be a designer yourself and start your own design label if that's what attracts you. You don't have only one option of becoming a costume designer, but there are other promising careers as well you can do after a fashion design degree. One of them is a fashion illustrator. This is for the students who have more interest in sketching or drawing rather than sticking on to constructing clothes. Another career could be a fashion forecaster or a trend forecaster. We usually say, this year this thing is in trend, or from last 3-4 years this thing is out of trend. So have you ever thought who decides what will come in the trend next year? Who create these guidelines that this year all the designers will use laces in their garments or feathers in their concepts? And how come every designer follow it and people like it and make it a hit? So this is all done by a fashion forecaster team. Like we have weather forecast, similarly we have fashion forecasters in the industry who predicts what's going to be in the trend next year and accordingly start preparing the collections beforehand. This is a very exciting career option you can go for. Next career option on the list is being a fashion stylist. If you love being around fashion but specifically don't want to go for construction of clothes or stitching clothes, you can be a fashion stylist. All the big celebrities are dressed up by the stylist. A job of a stylist is to pick up various garments, pieces and accessories from different designers or brands and put them together as one complete look. This job is in great demand in Bollywood and TV industry. Similarly, other career options could be a fashion blogger, or you can work for a fashion magazine, you can work for fashion merchandisers or work in retail houses, etc. So the doors are open to a lot of opportunities. Second department we are going to cover today is textile design. So textile design is basically a fabric designing course. Everything related to fabric construction, starting from fibers to making threads and yarns to involve weaving and knitting to dyeing of fabrics to printing, surface techniques, textures, etc. This involves manual making and learning of each type of fabric and also softwares such as CAD and Adobe, etc. used in the textile mills for fabric production. So after doing a textile design degree, you can make your career as a print designer or a pattern designer and design surfaces for bed linens, curtains, cushions, upholstery, towels, mats, rugs and anything that involves a fabric. You can also be a textile illustrator or a color or trend forecaster or a color or design consultant. Also, technical textile specialists works for various mills in the handloom industry, export houses, or even under the designers to work and develop surfaces of various garments. So, a few of the big Indian companies that hire textile designers are Arvind Mills, Vardhaman Textiles, Welspun Private Limited, Raymond's, Trident, Jaipur Rugs, Kilol, Sabyasachi, Satyapal, etc. Apart from this, there are various other career opportunities that each department offers that students are mostly unaware of that we are going to discuss in the end of this video. Up next on today's list is knitwear design. Two main departments that students are often confused amongst is knitwear design and textile design. So knitwear designer is basically a fashion designer only that deals with knitted fabrics. Knitted fabrics are the fabrics that are created by using knitting technique manually or using machines such as winter wear, sportswear, innerwears, regular wear, comfortable, stretchable fabrics and garments. Unlike textile design that includes woven fabrics, knitted fabrics, felted fabrics and little basics about all of these fabrics. But in knitwear, as it's a huge industry on its own, it has a specific course that teaches everything about the complete knitting process, the technology involved, construction of knitted sportswear, swimwear, winterwear, nightwear for men, women and children. Career path for graduates of knitwear design program are becoming a knitwear designer for all the categories of knitted fabrics. They can work for various brands like Nike, Adidas, Tommy Hilfiger, Monte Carlo, UCB, etc. They can become designers, merchandisers, knitwear stylists, visual merchandisers. They can also work in hosiery mills or with various designers to develop knitted fabrics for fashion and for lifestyle in the industry. Next one on the list is leather design. Leather design specifically aims at designing and production of products and goods made out of leather, such as leather bags, belts, shoes, jackets, leather gloves, etc. So leather designers create all the fashion related accessories and clothes out of leather, starting from the concept stage to prototyping to expertise in luxury leather goods. Having a leather design degree can fetch you work in various brands such as Da Milano, High Design, Guess, Brun & Bearskin and can work for various export houses that deals in leather goods, or you can be a designer yourself. The last we are going to cover in today's video is fashion communication. Fashion communication is an amazing course that opens a lot of doorways to the fashion industry. It includes communicating the fashion industry through various ways like advertisements, photography, marketing, visual merchandising, journalism, using various skills like graphic design, UI UX design, fashion thinking, space design, using hand and digital skills through knowledge, application and practice-based approach. So after completing a fashion communication degree, you can be a graphic designer, an image consultant, a brand manager, a fashion journalist, a visual communication expert, UI UX designer, animation designer. You can become an art director and get into advertisements and making films. You can be a fashion photographer and you can be a part of corporate communication at fashion houses. So any brand in the world would need a fashion communication person in order to market and promote their goods, their brand through various mediums. Hence, this has a huge scope in today's time. If you're still not very sure about what do you want to go for, don't worry at all, because I'm going to tell you something that you must know before joining any department. The course curriculum in NID and AFT for each department is designed in a way to expose each student to all the other departments as well. Starting from the first year, that is an orientation year, all the students regardless of departments are taught the basics of each field equally, and moving on to department specialization from second year on, each semester includes 1 or 2 modules from out of your department in order to facilitate you to explore around and know where your interest inclines. For example, even if you are a fashion design student, you will be taught the basics of textile design, basics of knitwear design, as well as fashion accessories and fashion communication. Being a knitwear designer, you'll be also taught basics of weaving, basics of marketing, software related to fashion communication, etc. So this is done because they know the students are not quite sure of departments they choose initially, hence these 4 years are an amalgamation of everything around design. One more thing you should know is that in the industry, after passing out from fashion design or accessory design, etc., at the end of the day, you are a designer. So industry never restricts your work portfolio, and it has been observed that more than 30% of students after passing out from a particular department work into another branch of their interest and not in the same department they've graduated from. So you are going to be a complete package after any course and are free to choose your own career pathway. I hope this video gave you a better understanding on each of the departments we've discussed till now. There are many more departments to be covered. Let me know in the comment section below what are the other departments you want me to include in the next video so that you can do a comparison for yourself and choose the right department. Also, if you have any difficulty in deciding which college is right for you, we have done a detailed video on which is the best design college for you, particularly depending on your interest, your personality. The link to that video is given in the description box, also in the I button above. Also, if you have any other query, do join The Design Ladder on Instagram and Facebook and DM us your doubts and questions. You can also come by and say hi to me on my personal Instagram ID, the link to which is also given in the description box below. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.